Welcome to Two Nerds and an Actor. It has been some time. Welcome to the premiere episode of Season 4. Season 4.
Quattro.
Episode 1. Thank you for coming back to us. Did you say Quattro?
I was good.
ESPN 8 the Ocho?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm here with my Nerds of Prey.
Oh,
you knew it was coming.
God, no, I was hoping it wasn't.
I had to. There was nothing else I could do. Mike Santana.
I'll be Renee Monslimia.
Okay.
That's who I'll be. Yeah, all convoluted and Puerto Rican and 50.
Oh, okay. France Jerome.
The black canary. The black one. Black.
But
Black.
But
okay.
It's February. I get this. Let me get this.
Ah, yes.
the blackest canary.
history.
The blackest canary.
The blackest
How you
canary.
say canary in Spanish?
Canari.
Bird.
Ganad, yeah.
Canari.
Bird.
That sounds Russian, but it's cool. And I'm your host, Bruce.
Wow.
Wow.
Bruce.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
He's the best character. As you can tell, we're going to talk about Birds of Prey. We're doing some streamlining stuff. So we hope you like this episode.
Streamlining stuff.
Yeah, because we're only going to do one movie review and one TV review, but we'll do our classic no spoilers and then Spoilae. So
Yes.
if you haven't seen Sex Education, it's cool because we're going to do a no spoilers review. If you haven't seen The Witcher, you turn it off because we're going to talk about that in depth.
Don't turn off.
Don't turn off now. Don't do it now. Stay with us
For another hour.
for another hour. But yeah, we're going to talk about Sex Education, Season 2, Birds of Prey, obviously, and The Witcher. And then we're going to talk some fun trailers that have come out since our break. So very exciting.
We're 4 seasons in. We could call anything we do classic at this point.
Yep.
That's true.
Like
That's
anything.
true. Because you could go back and listen to like oldies but goodies from us.
Yeah.
All right, so let's jump into it. The first thing I want to talk about, kind of something we already knew was going to happen, is that there will be no season 2 of Watchmen on HBO. There is no HBO season 2 of Watchmen. I mean, we kind of figured that was going to happen, but I feel like a lot of people were really kind of surprised. Like, I kept getting all these text messages from people like, did you see this? It's like articles about like, there's no season 2. I can't believe it. He quit. And I was like,
Yeah.
he didn't quit.
I had people who hadn't watched it yet, but knew that I loved it, message me with like sad face emojis and asking if I was okay.
Legit. That's
And
like the same.
I'm totally fine. Like once you watch it, once your ass
Right.
watches it,
You're going to have a hard time.
then you'll understand why I'm fine.
Exactly.
With the fact that this may very well be all we get. Because I'm still looking at it like there's no season 2 planned.
Right.
Rather than there will not be.
Never going to be.
So that's how I'm looking at it. There's none planned. Cool. That's fine. I don't need any more.
Yeah.
But if you want to give me more, it has to come from that same energy.
We
Yes.
should be honored by Damon Lindelof's lateness. He wasn't even going to do this shit.
He said no like 3 times.
Yes. The only reason he did it is because the country's so fucked up that he was like, and I quote, or I paraphrase, I need to drag white people kicking and screaming into this conversation.
Right. Yeah.
And then bam, bam, bam.
So until the country gets even more fucked up, knock on wood, please don't, or gets like crazy better, then we'll have another Watchmen.
I'm sure
Yeah.
Iowa got my man ready. The pen is in his hands.
We just need like 3 more Joaquin Phoenix acceptance speeches, and then that
and then we'll be there.
Then we'll be at that level.
Then we'll know what the next one's about. Just take clues from the speeches. Okay, another season 2 that is actually happening, like we didn't know, is Mandalorian. Season 2 is coming.
Wah, wah, wah,
Wah,
wah.
wah, wah. Oh my God, I got that ringtone. Why have I not set it to wake me up in the morning? That's going to be tomorrow.
What's wrong with your life?
I
You
know.
don't wake up looking for pucks. That's some shit.
It's like, wah, wah,
Damn.
wah, wah. Oh God, let me start this day.
Damn.
But it's coming October 2020. So that seems kind of fast. That makes me feel like they were like already filming it and they knew what they were going to do.
I don't know if they filmed anything yet.
Really?
But, yeah, I don't know if they have yet.
I don't know if they have either.
But that's like... It's literally months from now. Like, I mean, it seems like it's a year, but it's less.
They probably had like concept shit left on the cutting room floor, but I don't know if everything's like laid out yet.
That's what I would push back on. I think everything is laid out because Dave Filoni is plugged in. The Star Wars is the Matrix,
right? But I'm saying like they haven't even started filming yet.
Yeah, that's what I'm like.
That's how I know. That's what gives me the insight that Dave Filoni
that they must have that already.
They already know the story arc. You're saying.
Wall. Right. Because they're already doing freaking, was it Clone Wars? And and Rebels was his baby, and Clone Wars was his backup, was his other baby. Yeah. So he's kind of plugged into the whole thing.
All right.
So wait, are you saying that it's gonna all like connect?
At this point, I think they don't have a choice. The Skywalker saga is over.
Right.
Yeah. They need something to keep us
new. We need the Baby Yoda saga.
To keep those Disney subs up.
Well, Baby Yoda saga for 9 movies.
And they already said that we're gonna see Star Wars, Skywalker era characters appear in Mandalorian season 2. So I don't know what that means.
Okay,
but
what are you guys doing in Bespin?
Yo, yeah, give him something more important to do.
Give you a Colt 45.
Well, yeah, I'm excited to see it be more. I don't know, like
you just want more.
Yeah, I just want more. Exactly. It was like so basic that I feel like the story should ramp up next.
Do you want a growth spurt for Baby Yoda?
No.
Like maybe when they hit 51, that's like the growth spurt?
No. He should stay a baby for a whole nother season. Like he could grow up like
another season.
A whole nother season. He can't grow up because like what, he's gonna be a teenager?
Yeah.
It's like you leave that to Groot. Leave that to Groot. I'll watch Groot grow up.
I'm Groot.
Yeah, that's it. I don't need to. What? I love how you knew exactly like what he was doing, and
yeah,
he told him all to suck his fucking trunk.
You speak Groot? Is that what's happening now?
The way they reacted,
it was an elective.
It did sound pretty egregious, whatever it was. We should like. Doesn't the director or whoever wrote it? They know what he said.
Yes, James Gunn knows.
They know damn well.
They should put it out.
Vin Diesel knows.
All right, so this next thing to me is ridiculous. There's gonna be a Lethal Weapon 5 for some odd reason.
Reserve your hate for Post Malone.
I'm not hating. I just don't understand why we need another Lethal Weapon.
This is how I know you didn't watch The Irishman. Because any excuse to give us more Joe Pesci. Did he die in 4?
No.
Let's just go with that. His character didn't die in 4.
No.
Any excuse for more Joe Pesci is a good thing. It's worth it.
I can't.
I want to see that character recast as Joe Pantoliano.
No way.
But they're doing the same people, right?
Yeah.
But like,
yeah, it's Mel Gibson and Danny Glover and Rene Russo and hopefully Joe Pesci.
They're
hungry.
all getting too old for this.
They need money.
Just let them go
Danny
home.
Glover has been too old for this shit since part 2.
Exactly.
Which was like 37 years ago.
That's what I'm saying.
So now he's...
When are we going to stop this reboot madness?
They're going to make him the bone.
Okay, it's not even a reboot. What is it?
They're going to make him the bone collector. He's going to be in bed. He's going to be like, I'm too over.
He's going to be like, here you go.
Solving crimes.
Listen,
you're
going to tell me...
Looking at everything on a screen.
You're going to tell me after Lethal Weapon 4, you didn't need closure?
I don't even remember what happened.
Was it Jet Li? Jet Li was in that.
Oh my God.
All right. So you're telling me after that, you didn't need a little bit of closure?
We probably needed to stop at Lethal Weapon 3.
I need to see what's going on at the Force. You know, how are they going to pick up the slack once, you know, Mel Gibson and Danny Glover aren't around anymore?
Are they going to
Riggs and Murtaugh.
showing us how to like pass the baton?
What's the bomb squad going to do if there aren't any like toilet seats that they need to defuse?
What if they pass the baton to Will Smith and Martin and Bad Boys?
That doesn't make no sense.
God.
That don't make no sense.
And then they pass it on the 25 Jump Street.
No.
Oh my God.
That's the only. And then they graduate to Men in Black.
And then it's on Fast and Furious.
Why don't you just write the next Police Academy? Because that's all those movies together would be.
Yo,
that's
legit.
Yeah.
Someone should do that. I would watch another Police Academy.
I think the world needs a Police Academy.
Yeah.
No, we do.
Not like that.
We do. We need,
Not Chicago.
Not like that.
I'm talking about we need like a montage of all the police officers playing basketball and touch football with the kids.
And then you can get
a movie.
You can get what's his name? Who's that guy that was on SNL? He does all the sounds and the
First of all, he was
impressions.
not on
He was
SNL.
never on SNL.
No, not him. Not the actual original guy. The new guy would be what's his name?
About Jay Farrow.
Jay Farrow. Yeah, he'll be the new one.
Jay Farrow just wants to be Jay-Z all the time.
Damn.
It could work.
He do be rocking the old 2010 like cross chains.
Nah, I need the name of the dude that
what's his
was
name?
the actual
It's something Winslow.
Michael Winslow.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know somebody's name.
Carl Winslow.
I didn't say Carl, but
I did.
Carl Sagan.
Well,
rip in peace.
That brings me to my next point.
Too soon?
Rip Torn.
Rip Torn.
Rip in peace?
No, that doesn't bring me the other part.
What?
All the makeovers and the reboots in the 90s.
But to be fair, like Lethal Weapon 5 is not a reboot or a makeover. It's just
a continuation from 30 years ago.
A culmination and a celebration.
Jeez. I don't know. Well, anyways, Bad Boys for Life.
Yeah. Why? It's like doing
Fred
well.
saw this movie.
Top Gun Maverick. That's where I'm going to be.
Oh, yeah. See, I don't know. There's all these things. I've never seen Top Gun. I will say that on record. I've never seen it.
That's fine.
So I guess I should watch that before this next one happens. Because that's what put this guy on the map, right?
I've seen all the Fast and Furious movies except for Tokyo Drift.
I honestly don't even know if I've seen all the Fast and Furious movies.
I didn't know I saw
them. I can't keep track.
Most people say Tokyo Drift is the best one.
Is that Too Fast, Too Furious?
No, it's Tokyo Drift.
It's 3.
Oh my
it's
God.
3. It's 3.
They have like 8 names.
3 is Tokyo Drift.
Oh,
so it's Too Fast, Too Furious, and then
Tokyo Drift. Okay. Back to Bad Boys for Life, though. It actually made a lot of money.
It did. Yeah. Well, yeah, it made a decent amount. It didn't it broke one record, I think.
It broke a record?
Yeah.
For the most money a Bad Boys movie has made?
No, actually.
I think 2 was.
Just the month that it released. But I mean, it won 3 straight weekends in a row.
Jeez.
Good timing. Good timing.
It wasn't going up against anything.
I was going to say, what else was out?
Nothing.
Okay. Well, France actually saw it. Did you like it?
It was a movie. It was cool.
Oh my gosh.
Come on. You can't start 2020 season 4 episodes of It Was a Movie.
It's Bad Boys for Life.
Lie to me.
It competed with it underperformed behind Hobbs and Shaw as the most moviest movie to ever movie.
Okay, no. I'm going to ask the real question.
Hobbs and Shaw was actually pretty good.
Was it better than Gemini Man? He's thinking about this.
He literally is thinking.
Yes.
How are they? How are these being described?
Yes.
Together.
And it's about. This is still a Michael Bay franchise. Let's be real.
Okay.
So I think it was like the Ang Lee Gemini Man was deep and had a lot of good moments of emotional beats, kind of. And this one knew what it was and did not try to not be what it was. It was just it was over the top. Okay. Again, it was like a subdued Hobbs and Shaw.
Were you hoping at some moment that Channing Tatum and Oscar-nominated actor, not Channing Tatum, who was in 21 Jump Street, the remake boot?
Yeah,
were you hoping that they walked in on a scene to be a part of this world?
No, because
they don't belong there.
They did it all. They did it in movie. Vanessa Hudgens, and it's like a whole. There's like a young group of folks who are about to take on their title, stuff like that.
All right. Well,
they're already trying to pay it forward.
Congrats, because I heard there's already another one coming down the line.
Yep.
So we're gonna get a bunch of Bad Boys next to Fast and Furious, next to Lethal Weapon. We're just gonna keep doing that. We're not gonna make new ones.
I will say this: there was a moment where both Will and Martin said, I love you to each other. And that was really nice.
Wow. Oh, that's cute. Don't they do that before? Like, isn't that their whole thing? They're like brothers.
Consider
they're
it
happy
ruined.
And they're singing and they're colored.
There are not a lot of instances of two black men ever saying I love you to each other on screen.
Oh, that's nice.
I didn't
maybe I'll watch it when it comes to
Moonlight,
Netflix.
But I'll take your word for it.
I don't think they said that shit in Moonlight.
They didn't say that in Moonlight.
It was
I said that to them in the screen.
Right.
I was like, I love you. And they were like, I hate myself.
But yeah.
Okay. So talking about Academy Award winning, nominated, whatever who we were talking about. Award season. Oh, was he in Bad Boys?
No. Wow.
He's the angry but not angry black captain. He just does the laugh.
Yo, that laugh is the best. Yeah, no, the award seasons just ended. We had the Oscars.
Last night.
Yeah, last night. I don't think there's any more after that, right? Oscars is kind of like, boop. There might be like Independent Spirit Awards, or that already happened.
The Nickelodeon.
Of course, Kids' Choice Award. We'll look out for that. I think it's been a pretty whirlwind season, award season. Yeah, season. Because what happened in the Golden Globes, it was like wasn't that exciting, and I expected like Parasite to win a bunch more, and then like
right,
yeah, and then like the BAFTAs happens, which I'm like, how do we even watch those? How do I do that? I don't know.
I forget how, but it's possible.
Yeah, we could have watched it if we wanted to.
Right, and then
but it was happening on the same night as like the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Oh, because the UK is like, what the fuck is that? They're like, we don't really care.
American football.
I'm like, whoa.
How savage.
But
absolutely barbaric.
And then the SAG Awards happened. I don't even know what happened at those, actually. I didn't get to watch them.
Well, Joaquin won. Like he won everything.
Joaquin won every single one.
Swept.
He did.
And good for him.
Yeah. I mean, like we said, it was an amazing performance, so I'm not surprised.
His acceptance speeches, as I alluded to earlier, got progressively more poignant, powerful, and yet somehow personal.
Yeah, I kind of feel like it didn't get as personal in the Oscars one, though.
What? Oh, no. Not at the beginning.
Well, no, at the
ending,
end,
though,
for sure.
Yeah, that ending. Hell yeah.
But I heard the BAFTA speech, and I was like, oh, dang, he's like really calling people out. Because then I felt like after that, he went to the Oscars.
One?
Yeah, he was like, that's our job, right? And then in the Oscars one, it was just kind of like a generic, we have to do shit. We got to do
Yeah, but because he ended it with the quote that he did from his brother.
I know, that was so intense.
I thought that kind of put a linchpin that tied all the other speeches together.
Yeah, that's true.
Like
if we put them successively, it's like tells a story that gets more and more deep.
It's obviously too late, unfortunately, to make a better world that might have been kinder and easier to manage for someone like his brother.
Right.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I think that was an underlying motivation to use the platform.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then, like I said, he tied it all together with that quote.
Yeah.
I think that was the motivation for everything he was saying in the other speeches leading up to it.
My favorite part is right after that, like, bombshell speech, Rami Malek comes out to do Best Actor. He's just like moving right along. He's like, yeah, these four ladies, they really did it. It was great.
Oh, no. And then
that was the best.
I even like missed that. I was like, what happened?
Yeah, he kept it a stack.
How do you follow it?
Yeah, he played it straight, but it's mad funny.
And I said it in our little mini group chat. Tough act to follow. Where like Renee Zellweger wins, and good for her.
I know.
It's fine.
I gotta see that.
I'm not trying to knock her, but she gave the most generic.
She did.
Thank you speech that you could. Like, it was full of names that nobody knows, and they weren't names that you need to know. They were just names she was being thankful. That's what she did
when she did the Golden Globe too. I was like, okay,
it was just very. And then I'm like, damn, like my man Joaquin says something though.
Yeah,
like, you ain't got nothing to say, girl. All right, that's fine. You don't have to.
Yeah,
I'm happy for you though.
But Taika Waititi, that's what I want to talk about.
He did the damn. He
really more than the Parasite folks.
No. Just like him honoring like indigenous peoples and indigenous land. Like I've never seen that happen.
You sort of when he was like tucking his Oscar under the seat in front of him?
Yeah.
No, what?
Yeah, it was adorable.
He set the illest bar for me at a night, and he was just like, yo, this is for indigenous kids. It was like, yo, we're the original storytellers.
I know.
So
And
we
I
could
was
tell
like,
the stories here. I was like, ooh.
Yeah,
I was
like
crying.
that line too.
I was like, why am I crying at the Oscars?
That's
Been a
great.
long
That's a
time.
great line.
Yeah. And for him to win, the first like indigenous person to ever win an Oscar.
That's wild.
What the
That's almost
fuck?
unbelievable. I'm like, what?
I like that line, but I was most touched by the creator and directors of the short animated film that won.
Oh, Matthew Cherry and
When
yeah,
he dedicated that to Kobe, and
That was intense.
because I was like, damn, like that makes sense because Kobe won an Oscar
he did.
for exactly the thing you just won it for, and that short film was about being like a dad and being a loving father. And
girl
I'm like,
dad. Hashtag girl dad.
I was like,
Oh, so
I was like, that
sweet.
makes perfect and tragic sense, you know?
Yeah. And then also, not to bring it out of that awesome tender moment, but Parasite.
Yo,
I was completely blown away that they actually gave Parasite those awards. Like because I'm like, oh, you nominate them, but then like at the Oscars, they've never actually been like, oh, you got the award. Like you get it. It's always like,
honorable mention
someone
type
else
stuff.
won.
It was best original screenplay,
Best original screenplay,
best director,
best
best foreign film,
Best one film
And best film.
Well, it's not best foreign film anymore. It's,
Yeah, it's
best
best
international
international.
feature film.
Okay, that. And then
Best
yeah,
Picture.
best picture.
It won when it won for best international feature. I kind of thought, all right, well,
Right, yeah.
I thought it was weird. It was nominated there anyway, and in best picture,
And in best picture.
because that's like double dipping.
That is, right?
Like to me, if you get the best picture nod, I don't think you need to be nominated in the other categories too. It just feels weird to me. Like Toy Story 4.
I know. Toy Story 4, that was a weird win to me.
Right. I mean, there were a lot of heavy hitters in that.
Yeah, I was like, wait, what?
There were a lot of heavy hitters in that animated category for best feature animated film.
Well, my pushback for that actually was that was what the point of Joaquin's one of the center parts of his Oscar speech was about that egocentrism. It was like the fact that something even was called foreign film.
Oh, right.
The fact that it's called international feature.
Right. We've
Yeah, they
talked about
just
that.
changed
We've talked
it.
about. I'd rather them expand the best picture category to fucking
Right.
12
Right.
nominations if you're gonna also include prominent international. I'm fine
That's
with
true.
that. I don't think there needs to be that category. Maybe this will change it.
Yeah.
But
You know,
it would
with-
require there not to be an American foreign press. It wouldn't be the AFP.
Well,
It'd have to be entirely.
That's true.
Like there's a whole bunch of changes that I'm thinking that
That's
this
true.
might start to shift the same
Yeah.
way. Like
That's
they
true.
might have to change the way they do the whole goddamn thing.
Right. And there was so much talk about like women not being there that night that I was like, okay, like they decided to put all the women as presenters. Like, did you notice that? It was
I
like,
noticed.
we're going to have a bunch of presenters that are
they
people
made
of
all the
color
black
and
people,
women.
Yeah, all the black
But
people and all the
Maya
women.
Rudolph and Kristen Wiig did the day.
That was
actually had
funny.
me
That was
crying.
hilarious.
Yeah, all the black people and all the women were presenters.
Yeah.
Essentially.
I was like, you can't make up for that. They can't now go and like charge more because they were a presenter at the Oscars. The accolades, come on. But I mean, they make changes. What did Steve Martin say? He was like, yeah, 92 years. We've had one like
Oh yeah, 1929-0.
Yeah.
2021.
He's like, so
one.
that's like such a slow progression that you're like, come on now. This is ridiculous. Like, just change it. There's nothing happening to you if you make these changes.
But yeah,
All in all, I was surprised because I didn't expect much. I was, once I saw the nominees, I was like, all right, well, it's the award shows.
when I tweeted, I had to whenever Bong Joon-ho says anything at the awards, I have to put the Vegeta smirking me. My man's spitting because he always says something super classy.
Spit.
He
It's
does.
so poignant.
What did he say when he won the Golden Globe? He's like, if we can all look past the
He said
1 inch
If Western
subtitle, or whatever.
audiences
Screen.
could
Yeah.
step over the 1 inch wall of subtitles, I was like, damn.
Yeah.
And you poetic?
That was for Al.
Oh,
He
wow.
can't watch-
Because he doesn't watch anything subtitle.
Yo,
Oof.
watch Parasite though. Like
That's
I said
one.
it before, I'll say it again. I was literally understanding Korean. That's what was happening. I wasn't reading anymore. I was just watching a Korean film.
I'm really happy for the film. I need to verify the source, but there was rumblings about like they're going to be like a series.
What?
And
Like
that
Snowpiercer?
Mark Ruffalo was in line to be in it.
Is it like an American version?
I think it was like an HBO thing.
There was a lot of pushback about that too.
I don't know.
Because it came because
I need to
Vanity
watch
Fair.
the film
I think
to be-
it was Vanity Fair.
Okay, I need to
Variety.
read it more and watch the film, obviously, to be the proper amount of how dare you. But
Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea.
the optics already are like,
Yeah.
nah, man,
We want one too.
no. Where's our Get Out?
Exactly.
Yikes!
But all in all, I want to give big ups to Janelle Monáe, Billy Porter, and that beginning scene that
Yeah,
was
that's
like,
pretty
here's
cool.
all the shit you didn't include.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty strong.
Wait.
I was like,
Now
damn.
I'm really thinking, what is the white Get Out? We'll come back to that one day.
The white. Well, they already have
I'm
the
dead
white.
ass.
They already have the White Empire, right? Secession on HBO.
You white empire. Anyway,
Well, they specifically, it was like
Dallas
word
Dynasty,
for
whatever the fuck.
word.
It was just too close. These ones are too close.
Wait, was it Dynasty? Wasn't it?
Oh,
Who
the
shot
Falcon
JR?
Crest.
What?
What's the show with who shot
Dallas.
Dallas?
Dallas.
That was there
That-
you go.
that
That
came
was
back.
that was
They
Empire.
They redid Dallas, right? It's on like
That was 10-gallon Empire right there. What the fuck?
this one is like investment banker empire or something like that.
Yeah, I want to watch it because it has good actors.
All right,
You guess so?
Secession.
Subs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure. It's been nominated for stuff. I think it won. I don't know. I watched Empire. I have no reason.
Yeah, you watch the classics.
Exactly. You know, back in the day, hustle and flow. All right. So before we move on, I want to do a little section called donation plug.
Do it.
As you know, we've been doing this for 4 years and we love doing it. And we're very excited to take it to the next level, do more, do it better, give different things like videos and all that fun stuff. But we cannot do that without your help. So please go to our website, 2nerdsandanactor.com. There will be a button for you to donate because I'm going to put it there. And you can donate to 2Nerds. You could get fun stuff like magnets or shout outs or bonus content, get access to our stuff before it goes live, that kind of stuff. So please, 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 you could donate $5. You could donate $1. And if you donate even more, you can write it off on your taxes because we are fiscally sponsored. So check it out, 2nerdsandanactor.com. There will be a button that says donate because I want to make that happen. And also, if you like us, write a review. If you're on Apple Podcasts, if you're on Google Play, SoundCloud, Spotify, wherever you're listening to this, write a review of us. If you love it, tell us why you love it. Even if you're like, man, I wish you guys did more reviews of TV shows or something. Let us know, because it lets us know that you like us and that other people might like us too. So like, share, subscribe, write a review. And if you're a business and you want us to talk about your business on the podcast, we could do that. Send us an email at 2nerds.actor@gmail.com, and then we can talk about shouting out your business on the podcast and how that might work. Lastly, if you work for a publication online or, I don't know, they still make print paper, right? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
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 They
That's
do.
the thing.
Papers.
If you do online, newspaper, magazine, whatever, if you're just a blogger, write about us. Tell us if you like us, if you like our content, what we talk about. Share it with your friends. Write an article and let us know that you did so that we can share it. We can talk about you too. So yeah, that's it. Donate, write a review, share us, subscribe, write a whole freaking article blog on us. We would love that.
Yeah, help us sell out.
I'm like, yo, we need 2 Nerds motorcycle jackets with all the sponsorships.
Yes. No, I want to be like the volleyball people. I will spray your thing on my arm, walk around at work.
It's always sad when the boxers do it. I'm like, no.
Boxers do it
They
now?
used to like spray like
Yeah.
their
he's
promo
right.
companies on their body.
Yeah. And then you want to like punch it off of them. You fight.
It's what it's for.
Fuck DuPont.
Anyway, all right. So we're coming back to our episode content. We're going to go into our no spoilers review of Sex Education Season 2 and Birds of Prey. So if you haven't watched it, that's cool. Keep listening because we're going to tell you if you should watch it or, I mean, it's really up to you. If
Or
you
skip
wanna
it.
see Yeah, or skip it. Or like wait till it's on Hulu or Netflix or something. Woo! All right. So we are doing no spoilers of Sex Education Season 2 because Mike hasn't seen it yet.
Right.
And I do not want to spoil it for him. I will say that.
You better not, Wyota.
I'm going to be very careful, though. I'm going to be really good this time.
Yeah, good.
Okay. So me and France did watch it. And it was funny because we saw, Season 2, let's just put it on. And then this season, you actually can't stop watching it. You like, okay, let me see the next one. Oh, the next one. It's not even like it leaves you on like a cliffhanger. You just have to see the next one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's so good. All right. So I want to talk about some of the relationships, and we're not going to go in depth because it's no spoilers.
Situation.
But they get a little more complicated. So
That's good.
yeah. My question is, do you think that was good for the show or was it harmful for the show?
That's your question to France.
Yeah.
But wait, before he answers that question, my question is: when you say relationships, we're talking about of all kinds.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes. All kinds.
Because there were complex friendships
Yes,
going on as well, not just
definitely.
like the kissy smooch.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
For sure.
So, I mean, off rip, definitely helpful. Oh my God. It's helpful. It depends on who's penning, who's telling the story. And they were already telling a great story. I was like,
Right.
so now it's just about how they're going to use those relationships, complicated relationships to continue the plot. And it was it gave me the same feel that I got watching Mad Max Fury Road.
What?
What?
Follow me.
By the way, that cinematographer won an Oscar.
Yes, they did.
I feel like that's why he brought it up.
No, well, also cinematographers, and then Fury Road was like the most feminist film I had ever seen in quite some time, and it did it without ever saying anything. It didn't say we're feminists, this, that, and the fifth.
Mm-hmm.
But everything about the production of it, so many women behind the camera doing so much, and then the story itself had a whole bunch of feminist tenets to it that was like feminist without being like punch. It wasn't telling you what it was doing. It was just doing it. The complexity of relationships in Sex Education allowed you to explore all these different representation issues inside the show.
Right.
So it's like the complexity of Eric is just complex. So
Yeah.
I was like, but all the complexities then led to deeper understandings of those things. It was like anything about gender, sexuality, class.
Yeah.
All those things were able to happen under the premise of the complexity of relationship.
I think that's true. But also even deeper, the complexities of people's personal lives. Because I think there's a few characters, for instance, what's his name that I call him the Nate of Sex Education 2.
Oh, Adam.
The one with the big dick.
Adam Groff.
Yeah. The big dick. He gets so much more complicated in this season. And it's not even about like his relationship to like others. It's like his relationship to himself, his family, his like mom and his dad, and like society. So I think it got even more complex, not just with like you said, like the kissy, but it was like existing in the world too. I thought it was funny because I was looking at a bunch of other reviews to be like, what are some things that people are saying they like didn't like about it? There was only one review I saw that said they didn't like something, and it was like a backhanded compliment type of thing. But it was like, all the relationships got so complicated that they couldn't go deep into any of them really. Like they could only scratch the surface of some things. And I don't know, I kind of disagreed because I feel like the issues that they delve into, it's not because we want to talk about this issue. We want to talk about equality. We want to talk about non-gender this or that.
Right.
Like they don't do it for that reason. They do it because these characters are complex and you're watching them go through this as teenagers.
Right.
And like, I was like, it's not supposed to go deep like that. You're supposed to be watching them going through this. And to me, it was beautiful. I thought it was perfect. Like, they touched on so many different things that they didn't touch on in season 1. And I was worried because I was like, can you be as good as season 1? Is that possible? A lot of shows aren't able to carry that same type of like energy and like engagement. And it did.
Definitely did.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, me hearing you guys say what you're saying is like I'm remembering season 1 of Sex Ed and how, I mean, it's unfair and they're not the same shows, but they do touch on some similar things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Sex Education is not Euphoria.
No, yeah.
But nor is Euphoria Sex Education.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But like I said, they deal with issues that are similar, just in very, very different ways. So like the season 2 of Sex Ed, does it maintain that kind of lighthearted humor with the moments of like deep reflection and honesty and stuff like that? Or does it get darker or like how?
That's a good question. I kind of think it still has the lighthearted humor moments, but it is darker than the lighthearted. There's more darker moments than the lighthearted, I would say, but not in like the way where you're like, I'm depressed. It's just
yeah.
It did it, but it always gave a way out.
Yeah,
right.
And the way out was the solution, and the solution was the complexity and actually dealing with it and not running away from it.
Right. The opposite of Euphoria.
Right. Like it was legit polar opposite styles. One was like Euphoria definitely uses dark stuff, and then it only uses the light to highlight the darkness.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's the opposite for Sex Education. It's like things can get dark, but they'll use the light to brighten it. It's like, okay, cool.
Right.
It's the way out.
There's so much. There's one
really
moment where,
moments.
like, I mean, you want to cry the whole time, basically, but like, you know, good and bad ways. But there's this one moment where it's like all these ladies, and I'm not spoiling anything, they just come together at a moment, and I was like, oh, this is so much like.
Considering what Sex Education is about, what you just said, taken in all types of context, just makes me smile. Is Gillian Anderson? Is she still amazing?
Oh man, even more, more.
Because she was just fun to watch.
She was. She has a much more pivotal role in this season.
That's good. Yeah. Now, this might be sort of a spoiler, but I mean, part of Eric's growth in season 1 is, and as we learn about him, is that he is very much his mother and father's child. Does his father play more of a prominent role in season 2 or no?
Yes.
Okay, good. Thank you.
I'm not going to say anymore.
No, I just felt like I needed to ask that because that was a question coming in. And Margot Robbie, how does she balance?
Being in both Sex Education 2 and Birds of Prey?
Yeah, like how does she do it? No,
tough.
seriously. Does she maintain her badassness, vulnerability? Is there a lot of growth there for her too? That character,
way more vulnerable.
The Maeve character,
Maeve,
gets,
Maeve.
Maeve.
They get Maeve gets an exploration, but instead of like lingering there, they allow that character to like grow mad amounts.
Yeah,
I'm actually very happy to hear that.
Yeah, she gets so much more too.
I'm trying not to spoil it, so yeah.
No, you both are doing a tremendous job.
Definitely go watch it, binge it. I think it's actually more. I was like, there's only 8 episodes, but I actually think there's 10
Oh, wow.
episodes.
Okay. Well, I mean, I got my winter break coming up
more.
soon, so I'll definitely catch up to it there.
It's so good.
Yeah.
That and
Lock and Key.
Oh, yeah. I got to watch that. And the rest of Bojack. It's just my heart.
It's just so much.
All right. Getting out of this emotional realm.
People should watch it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. If you haven't watched it yet, go watch it. We'll do a Spoilae version next episode. So if you want to hear what we in depth really feel about it, come back. Okay, so we're gonna move straight to the not very emotional Birds of Prey.
Speak for your damn self.
Did you cry the whole time?
I was sitting next to you.
Bawling like a baby.
I wasn't crying. But I listen.
Internal weeping.
There was plenty of that.
We did. We went to see Birds of Prey together.
The most girl power movie.
Most girl power
of the year.
I don't know. Spice Girls. Of the year. Okay. The year just began.
Of the month.
Well, okay. So my first question is, did it surprise you?
No.
No.
Like not even a little bit.
And the irony is the only thing that surprised me about it was Ewan McGregor.
Really? He surprised you?
Yeah. I didn't know how to play Black Mask.
Oh, okay.
But the thing is, that performance empowered like the main story very well. I'm not gonna say he carries the plot.
No, he does not
he carries the plot for me. He doesn't carry the movie for me, but he carried the plot heavy.
Really?
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. His performance did that for me.
Hey, I'm not okay.
I mean, it intrigued me, but I honestly wasn't like, wow, you know what, Ewan McGregor? You did the damn thing. I loved the way he played it, but it wasn't like surprising to me.
I knew he had that range.
Exactly.
Yeah, I didn't see it. So there it was.
Haven't you ever seen Train Spotting?
Train Spotting?
No. France. I'm not trying to say what I saw translates to how could you be surprised by that. I'm just saying nothing in the movie surprised me at all.
From trailer to
except
now.
Perhaps for how unoriginal and safe it actually turned out to be.
Oh, okay.
Like you wanted an R rating, you got your R rating.
Was it rated R?
Yes.
Oh.
You wanted an R rating, you got your R rating. You wanted it to be run by Margot Robbie, coming off the energy from Suicide Squad and how she perceived that character to be accepted and received. Cool. She got that.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it was one of the safest R-rated superhero movies.
Yeah, I literally did not even know it was R-rated. So, wow.
I mean, they said motherfuck and fuck plenty of times.
Yeah, so.
And there was plenty of blood.
Yeah.
And what not a crotch that wasn't kicked.
I guess so.
In the entire movie.
I just feel like it was all pretty light to me. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, well, I hear you, but we'll get into that in the spoiler.
Sure.
I'll say this without spoiling it. I was entertained by the film. Don't get me wrong. I wasn't like bored at any point.
Right.
But for me, it never was as comedically viable and consistent in terms of entertainment the way Shazam was for me, because I thought that movie was really funny.
Yeah.
Like really funny. Mm-hmm. It was never that funny. But it was never as corny as Aquaman.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, that is real true.
So it walked a fine line between both of those movies in that sense. But it also being a sort of not impromptu, but it's sort of being a follow-up to Suicide Squad. It's a way better film than Suicide Squad.
I knew exactly what was going on.
Right. Yeah. You can definitely follow along with it.
Way more than Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I was surprised either. Again, I didn't have any real expectations for the film at all.
Right.
You know, that's how I go into like most films, but definitely DC films. I'm like, I am going to stay here in neutral like waters. But I mean, it was fun. I was entertained. I loved Harley Quinn, of course. She, was full on Harlequin-ness, I guess you would call it. She like really did what she set out to do. Like, in no way was it like, oh man, this missed the mark. She was like, this is the mark I'm going for. I'm going to show you guys in the trailer and then I'm going to hit it. And you're like, cool. It was very much girl power, all that. But I don't know. I'm not trying to buy that tomorrow.
Folks was like, oh, the pushback online has been, oh, was it a girls only type film? And I thought, at first I was like, nah, I was entertained. But then I was like, you know what? No, it is a girls only film. And in the best kind of way, where it's just told from that perspective with jokes aimed at that audience, like everything else in the world is aimed at other things are aimed. I thought stuff was aimed at women, for women, and by women. And I was like, yeah, this is what it's like. I was like, this is cool. I was like, and I was just like, I'm here for this.
Well, I guess my question about girls only film was more about, is it universal across everyone watching it? Because like with some things that we noticed in it that happened that you were like, girls will like this. Whereas like, is this something that everyone's going to be like, could be like, oh yeah, I got it. I loved it.
I liked, in terms of what I know or what we learned about who was behind the camera and their motivations for what they went for. I liked all that. But the end product on the screen for me was that I don't know what they could have changed necessarily to make it feel more inclusive, because ultimately you're trying to put butts in the seats.
Yeah.
Not just who you're aiming for. Like, not a movie of this budget, not of this no.
Yeah.
You're trying to get as many people in there as possible. But I don't know. I felt like it was too fine of a point being made, and I guess that was reflected in like the audience that actually went to go see it and who didn't.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like there's other films, other comic book movie films that hit a lot of the same notes and tones, but invite way more people to enjoy it. And this one, I don't know why people were turned off by the all-girl agenda or the girl power feminist agenda that was in the film.
Mm-hmm.
But they obviously weren't feeling it because they didn't go watch it.
Well, that's why I brought up Mad Max Fury Road. And I was like, for me, that's why I say I
went to go see that.
Yeah, I wasn't surprised, and it had a more universal appeal because it never told you that. It never said what it was doing.
But this movie did.
This one was
told you all the fucking time,
every time, and it was like, okay, and you need both. I was like, sometimes you need both.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think it was necessarily a bad thing. And again, I don't even technically feel like it is like a girls only movie because I am a girl. I identify as a girl, and I wasn't like, oh man, you guys don't get it. You know what I mean? I was like, yeah, I see how some people might not. What?
Well, I mean, that's how I know.
Me funny
because that's how I know it was a girls only movie. Because I was sitting there and I was like, oh wow, I feel excluded.
Oh.
And I was like, there are moments I was like, oh, and I was like, oh, so this is what it's like.
Should I be celebrating this or something?
Well, that's the
all things have a purpose. I was like,
that's what I'm saying.
It's important it's important that films like this get made. Yeah, it's good. It's important that movies like this get made because if I don't understand what that feeling is, I don't know how to remedy it or I don't know how to speak to it with empathy when it happens the other way around, which it usually does.
Well, then there you go. Check. I guess it did what it.
The movie was not a 2-hour version of the "she's not alone" moment in Endgame.
Yeah,
it was not 2 hours of that.
Yes, it didn't pander. That's what it did. It didn't pander.
No, it didn't pander, but it pounded.
But I don't think it knew it.
Yes.
I don't think
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It didn't pander.
It's like Tank Girl.
Yeah, but see, the difference is with Tank Girl and the energy of that film, it's
different.
Yeah, it's a little different because instead of a movie that centers around the idea of, oh, we're all girls, girl power, and we are going to exclude you because that's the world and fuck you. That's what this movie was doing, but in a woo type of way. Like Tank Girl is just the embodiment of that. But like I don't feel like the movie is saying, well, we didn't make this for you.
Right.
I feel like this movie was saying, we're going to do what we want.
We're going to do what we want.
And we didn't make this for you. That's what I felt like this movie was.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I felt like this movie was. And for some people, they probably not going to like that shit.
Right. Well, before we get any more deeper into it, because we do have a Spoilae that we're going to head to, let's give it a rating, huh? How many, what do we say? Diamonds?
Crotch shots? I don't know.
Was there crotch shots?
A lot of ball kicking.
How did you not notice all of
when you say crotch
there's no
shot,
empathy
you made
there.
it sound like the camera was in their crotch. And I was like, what?
That too.
You mean crotch kicking? No.
Yeah.
No.
Shots to the crotch.
How many diamonds do you give the movie?
5.
Okay. 5 swallowed diamonds.
Wow.
Spoilae.
I'm gonna go for
5.5.
I go for 5.5 as well.
I think 5 is fair. Yeah.
Hard 5.
We all agree. I mean, go see it if you want to, because no, because if you're like really excited about this type of thing, if it's energizing, like go see it. If you're like whatever, I can watch it at home.
If you
Watch it
like
at home.
Harley Quinn, then go watch the film.
Facts. That's it. Point blank. Boom.
But
if you like Ramona Flowers, go
not so
see
much.
the movie. What?
No, I'm saying because she's there, but not much.
Yeah, that's true.
If you really like Harley Quinn, then yeah, okay, go watch it. But if you're just like a casual comic book fan or whatever, I can recommend other movies for you besides this one. And then in terms of like the DCEU, if you're a hardcore DCEU fan, you're gonna go see this anyway. But this is pretty much middle.
I mean, it's fine. Like it's a perfectly fine
it's
movie.
It's by far not their worst, and it's definitely not their best. But I mean,
it's just DC.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break.
Shazam was better.
Shazam was better. We're gonna take a break, and I'm not gonna tell anyone to go to the bathroom anymore. So, because one day these breaks will be full of a nice little ad that allows us to pay for all the things we have to do.
We're going to put subliminal messages in your fucking ad.
It would be funny.
Share.
It would be funny if the ad was like something about bathrooms. You know, like Bed Bath and Beyond.
I don't want to be...
Wouldn't that be hilarious?
Mistoling.
Right? Like Lysol.
No,
right.
I said what I said.
All right, we take a break. We'll be back after these messages. All right, and we're back. I hope you enjoyed that non-commercial. That which will one day be a commercial. But we are going to do a new little segment we've added. We don't actually have a name for it yet. I was calling it Forky Ask the Question because that's Disney Plus.
But
we can't call that.
What the fuck?
I said we can't call it that.
Why would you even consider it?
Because I was like, Forky Ask the Question.
You don't watch South Park. Do you know what the mouse does when you infringe?
Oh my goodness. I haven't watched South Park
you up
in literally 20 years. That's how long South Park now.
So you missed half of it then.
I guess. But yeah, so we're going to ask every episode, we're going to ask each of us a question that relates to, I don't know, our expertise. Like, you know, Francis is an encyclopedia. I do acting. Mike does gaming and all that jazz. So, I'm going to ask a question.
Oh, wait, almost sung that. That would have been crazy.
What? Why?
Almost sang Chicago.
Why can't you sing Chicago?
I care very much about not getting sued.
Guys, you can't get sued for talking about things on podcasts. We literally talk about the DC and Marvel every day.
I just don't want it to happen.
You can't get sued for singing a song. That's the reason they sing things, so you don't get sued.
Why?
Ewan McGregor was in Big Fish.
I love that movie. All right, so...
I just want to get us back on track.
That's off track.
Yeah.
So each time we're going to ask someone a question. France has a question for me.
Okay, all right. So it's very relevant, very timely. But Aisha, what's your stance on folks using award shows to push a message or agenda?
So it's kind of a 50-50 deal for me because it's not really a celebrity's job to tell us about issues that need to be talked about. You know what I mean? They're like millionaires. They're like getting up here and being like, guys, climate change and women's rights and definitely hire lady directors and all these things that you're like, cool. Me, who is like the woman director struggling over here, is like, thanks for saying that, you up there. So for me, it's not so much like yeah, they definitely have to use their platform to say this important thing that needs to be said. But on the other end of it, some of these people feel really, really intensely about these issues. Like they go and they do things. Like for instance, like Leonardo DiCaprio literally does so many things about climate change. Like that's literally his thing. He makes documentaries. He does all this stuff. So like if he got up there and started talking about climate change, I'd be like, yeah, man, shit's real. He's out there on the trenches. Stuff like that. So for me, if it's like a personal story, something like Joaquin Phoenix going up there and talking about like his brother or talking about the things that he's learning when it comes to being, you know, a white person and having privilege and what that means for his call to action. That's interesting. And it can be inspiring for the people who are watching. But sometimes it can seem like you're just jumping on a bandwagon. So you're like getting up there to be like, okay, here's my time. I'm going to talk about something deep. And when you could just be like, thank you for this award. So it goes 50-50 for me. It's like, don't jump on a bandwagon. But again, you think you have like all these followers. You have millions of viewers who could really actually get inspired to do things or feel like validated because they are the ones doing the things. And it's like, thank you. I feel seen. So.
Okay.
A 50-50 thing for me.
I see you.
Yeah.
You still got a little bit of time on that idea. Who jumped on the bandwagon?
Who jumped on the bandwagon? Oh man. I have to think from like last night.
Or not just in your memory.
I don't know if it's so much jumping on the bandwagon. But the three women who got up, Gal Gadot, Sigourney Weaver, and Brie Larson, that was a nice moment, but it felt so like manufactured and planned. And it really was. But at the same time, I was like, you're doing this because you feel like it needs to be done because no women directors were nominated.
Well, I mean, but that's two different things. That's them being asked to present versus them accepting an award.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But it's using award shows to make a stance for something, right? So they put them up there to say, hey, we're going to dance and say things. Not that they didn't believe in what they were saying, obviously. Like, they're women and in the business. But it didn't feel as, like, touching as, for instance, like what Taika Waititi said on stage or things like that.
All right. I mean, answer the question for me.
Yeah.
If folks are interested enough in having dialogue about that, hit us up in the late comments.
Yeah, and if you have a question that you want one of us to answer, send in the comments. Or you can send us like an email too. 2nerds.actor@gmail.com.
Or add us on Twitter.
Or on Twitter.
Or on IG. Or post a question on our Facebook group or page.
Yes.
There you go. There's mad ways.
This is so many fucking ways.
And then you'll be highlighted on an episode. How exciting. All right. So we are now going into our Spoilae section. So if you have not seen The Witcher and you have not seen Birds of Prey, please come back to us later when you have watched it.
Use your timestamps wisely.
Yes,
They're there for a reason.
All right. So we're going to dive back into... I know. We're going to record that. We're going to dive back into Birds of Prey since we were just thinking about it.
The safe R.
Yeah. PG-13 to R/R.
If it was PG-13, it would have made $80 million.
Oh, what?
On God.
Okay. All right. So, big question. What were the winning moments for you, and what were some of the losing moments for you? Let's start with France.
Losing moments is Cassandra Cain talking.
Oh, really?
It's such an important plot piece.
You're saying she wasn't supposed to talk.
Yeah, it's like the character don't talk. It makes everything she does so powerful. And then the moment, like in the comic books, she eventually found out that she just picks her points
when she wants to talk.
And and then everyone has to like shut up and listen. And it's like such a powerful thing to experience.
So does she have powers? She doesn't have powers in the original.
She could just bust your chops.
Yeah, she's just really well trained.
Her hands work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Her hands are pansexual. Like everybody could get it.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I didn't know that.
She was just a character named Cassandra Cain, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all that was.
That was weak sauce for me.
Okay, what's a winning moment?
Winning would be winning.
That's rude.
Winning.
Okay? This is about women.
Winning. Oh, you know, no, wait, no.
Should we go to Mike?
Winning is Black Canary's reveal like that.
Oh, you liked that moment with her?
It was cool because it happened. The lead up to it was annoying, but it happened. It was cool, and then the way it gets used physically in that moment was dope.
When she does her only time she uses her powers.
But then the way Harley uses that moment to she literally uses it as a booster. Like the sound pushes her on the skates.
Yeah,
I thought that was very cool. That was a winning moment for me.
That was not that was a losing moment, but that was like a losing moment for me because Black Canary has this amazing power, right? And they chose only one time to use it. Like, I wanted to see her do it more. And maybe they're planning for I don't know, Birds of Prey 2, 3, whatever, or maybe some series, and they're waiting for that to be a thing. But I was like, this bitch can literally make everyone's eyes bleed right now. What are you doing fighting? Just say one note and let's move on.
This is an F.
Why are we doing this? But it's fine. It didn't ruin the movie for me again. I was very neutral in the beginning and the end of the movie.
Yeah,
but that was kind of a losing moment for me. Winning. I feel like the winning moments for me, I liked Huntress, actually. I think she was freaking hilarious. Her backstory was the most interesting one since it was the backbone of the movie, and you didn't even know until the middle, which I liked that too. And then her coming in and actually being a badass, but then not really being badass. She's a super awkward personality. I really liked that, so that was winning for me.
Awkward resonates with you?
What?
Oh my God.
It's so weird. She was also super taller than everyone. Did you guys notice that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
way taller than everyone.
Yeah.
And then I was like, are you these people's mom?
Which is funny when Rosie Perez is in the building. But.
I know. Well, Rosie Perez is so short though. In real life.
2'7". What the fuck?
Remember her and Do the Right Thing?
The losing,
yeah.
Okay,
winning, winning.
Winning moment. I want to say.
Don't sound so excited, Mike.
Well, because this movie was tepid as fuck for me. It was safe. It was a safe R, and if they were just trying to, we can do it too. Instead of them being smarter and making a PG-13 movie, they would have got more people to go watch it. Girls would have actually been able to go and watch it. But anyway,
winning moment.
Winning moment. I like the part when Black Mask was gonna cry.
Wait, what?
Remember when he had to decide whether or not to kill Canary?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
But I'm not gonna say that moment because that would go against the theme of the movie. So
oh my gosh.
For me, I guess would be when Harley is in the police station using her metal bat.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
That was close to a Cap Shield type moment.
That was
in
exciting.
The film, the way she was utilizing the bat in creative, bouncy ways, it was kind of cool.
Yeah.
So that showed that was actually the best choreography in the film.
The bat part. Wait, is that when they were in the
evidence?
The evidence. Yeah.
Here's the cocaine.
Right.
Yeah.
That sequence was the when they went to evidence room was the best choreography in the whole film, which had a lot of fights, a lot of action in this movie.
Yeah.
Losing moment for me. There were quite a few. A losing moment for me was when I realized that they were still asking us to acknowledge the existence of Jared Leto's Joker.
Oh yeah.
Because there was a little bit of confusion as to what they were doing with this, and also the Suicide Squad movie that James Gunn is doing. The question was, is this a reboot? Is this a shift? And even though you only see the jawline of Jared Leto in this film, we're still being asked to acknowledge that happened.
Right.
So that still kind of grounds this film, for worse, not better, in the mediocrity and the shittiness of some of the other DCEU films that are also connected to this. So once I realized, okay, there's only so far, I'm still tethered to that past.
Right.
In a way. So I couldn't enjoy the movie probably as much as I would have wanted to if it would have been something real fresh.
Yeah, Yeah, that was also confusing for me too. I mean, they cleared it up pretty quickly once you're like, oh, okay, Suicide Squad did happen. This was real. Or like, this is after this time or whatever.
Yeah.
I was still like, I don't care. Like, it was so much based in that I was like, eh. But I did want to go back to the choreography because I thought it was really, really fun. Like, they kept doing the same things kind of over and over again, which
the slide kick.
The slide,
Yeah, the Gal Gadot Wonder Woman slide kick. They all did it several times.
Yeah. But I think like the way they filmed it and like the style of like the speeding up and slowing down, I think that was pretty fun. And it was just on brand with the characters themselves. That's how I felt like it. Cause like, yeah, those bat, I don't know, choreography, bat stunts. What do you call them?
Yeah, bat stunts.
Bat stunts. It's funny because, Batman. Mm-hmm. But that was really, really fun. I liked that a lot.
I think it was on brand for the aesthetic set forth by Zack Snyder for the DCEU. Because slow motion like that, used as excessively as it is, that's his signature when it comes to action scenes. And,
But that's why I said, like,
it was that.
Imagine it's like Batman Forever, but with Harley Quinn. You remember where they turn around and they show like butts, and then it's like and it's like kind of corny. But again,
those was like
the
near
90s.
That campy.
Well, because that was like the 90s. You know what I mean? And this is like now.
No, but this felt like a modern. This didn't feel like a 90s like Venom did.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like the modern version. If you're saying like, let's keep on going, you're rebooting this. It's the modern version of the Batman versus Superman. I mean, not the Batman Forever series.
Yeah, the choreography was all right, but the setup's too obvious. I knew when a fight he was coming every time, and there were so many of them.
There were a lot of them. That's
I think,
true.
Like the thing that stood out to me the most in the movie was actually the bacon, egg, and cheese.
That was the best. I loved that.
Like that was a plot. Like that was a little line that I enjoyed. Like that was wild character. I enjoyed that.
I feel like the movie was reluctant for whatever reason to give us more moments like that.
More bacon, egg, and cheese.
More bacon, egg, and cheeses. Yeah, it's true.
Like if
they should call it an egg sandwich. Foul.
But they're in Gotham.
I don't care. It's a bacon.
We're not in New York.
Well, that's the thing about this film. Like it's a Harley centric film. But they have all these other characters that you have to give time to. And like you, Aisha, I really liked Huntress.
Yeah.
And I could have totally taken more story from her. But they had to give 10 minutes here to Montoya. And 10 minutes here to replaying the same scene 3 times of calling from a bathroom nervous to Montoya from Black Canary's point of view. Like it was... Another thing that was like a little bit disappointing, the film was essentially, it felt beat for beat, like they smashed together Deadpool 1 and 2 storylines into this film. Because if you remember Deadpool 1, the story is told out of sequence in terms of chronological order, right?
Yeah.
This movie, with Deadpool narrating it, and absent-mindedly so, and as insane maniac as he is, this film does that.
Yeah. The back and forth.
Right. Then Deadpool 2.
And then you're like, who's that? I'll tell you who that is.
Right. I'll tell you who that is. And then Deadpool 2 is it's about family, huh? But it's mostly him teaming up with the kid.
Right.
Protecting the kid, learning about the value of friendship, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
That's also this movie. This movie is a mashup of Deadpool 1 and 2 in terms of those major story plots and how it's told. And that was a little bit disappointing because I know that Harley Quinn breaks fourth wall sometimes the way Deadpool does, but it never did anything original or new with it that I was like, okay, if you're going to do that, you're going to borrow that much, I need something more new besides the fact that y'all all girls.
I mean, to be honest, if that's what you're going to copy, it's not a bad thing to copy. Especially if it's like your first movie. You're like, hey, let's do what that did. People liked it. It worked. And we're ladies. All right. And it did that. And
yeah, but my problem with that is there exists already a female, a girl Deadpool.
Well, I don't mean like
and a Gwenpool.
I don't mean like I don't mean like B Deadpool. I mean, if you want to take the style of that movie and you want to copy its structure and characteristics.
But there's a thing. Like
it worked.
But there's a thing. We were shocked when they said they were going to come out with a PG-13 Deadpool.
That did not work.
Whereas you didn't even remember that this movie was rated R.
I mean, you're right. They should have just made it PG-13. I didn't see the reasoning for the R rating. They made the cartoon Harley Quinn show rated R, and I'm sure there's a reason for that. I saw some clips and was like, damn, like that makes sense.
Yeah.
This one didn't really make any sense.
The little clips that I've seen, that shit is edgier than this film was.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, man. That just reminded me of that random animated movie where Nightwing and Harley clap cheeks.
Right.
What?
That was PG-13.
Oh, right.
And
that was not a good movie.
That happened.
No, Dick fucks everybody eventually.
Anyway.
He does.
All right. Talking about fucking. We're going to go on to The Witcher.
Oh, we're done? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, there's not much else you can go into about it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Music choices weren't terrible and the costume designs were okay.
Oh, no. The music was... I loved the music, actually, because there was a lot of remakes that I found really fun. Some of them I was like, is this really happening? But it was enjoyable. Again, very much like Deadpool. Okay. So we're going to go on to The Witcher Spoilae for y'all. I know it's been a while since Witcher came out, so...
I still know people who haven't seen it.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people probably want to know what we think about it because it's very much. I don't like saying up our alley. I feel like that's a weird thing to say.
Well, in our wheelhouse.
In our wheelhouse. I don't know. It sounds weird to me. Like, why am I going up an alley? And it's my alley? That seems like, ugh.
Oh my God.
Imposing.
We
Anyway.
just talked about Gotham and your insensitivity of
what
talking
I'm
about
saying.
alleys right now.
That's what I'm saying.
Is
It's
disturbing.
rude. You can't talk about that. It's rude.
Not the way you
People
are.
die there.
Yo.
It's insensitive.
What the fuck?
All right.
There
So
are no alleys in The Witcher.
Oh, no, there aren't. Okay, so my first thought, and this is something that you brought up in the No Spoilae, was that like the whole show goes out of time.
Yes.
So I don't know what, now that we can actually talk about it, what do you think about that? How did that feel for you? Was it just jointing or were you like, this is dope?
I had to check to see if I was like if I skipped an episode.
You're like,
Because-
I'm missing something.
No, I'm serious because I was, I binged it, but it was late. And when I was seeing characters who I had very vividly remember them being dead, and then I see them celebrating in a wedding and flirting, I'm like, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
And I was like, wait, maybe this is a sister? Is
this a cousin?
I did every mental gymnastic Simone Biles move you can think to do. And I was like, oh no, this is okay, time. I just had to come to grips with that because even going forward,
right.
there were other moments that were out of time, but they don't tell you that.
Yeah.
They don't say anything.
There's no indication
None
at all.
all.
And I was like, okay, like I can see where it could confuse people.
Yeah.
And I don't know why they chose to do it that way,
I have ideas around that.
but yeah.
I think they did it because it's the opposite of a video game. It's because you go through a game. I know it's a book primarily,
And it's based on the book, not the game.
right? I was like, but as you move through, as a character moves through, typically in fantasy, it's like you gain skills and acquisitions and abilities as you move forward, as opposed to having a character like Henry Cavill's Witcher who kind of knows everything already up front. So you can't determine where they are in the story based on the character's progression.
Right.
So you just have to kind of deal with, they already got the goods and it's not as important as the story that's happening around you. It forces you to kind of like, to deal with it.
Yeah. Well, there's like two things I thought. One, I was really appreciative that you actually told us that that's what it did. Because I feel like I probably would have been more confused than I was. Because there was a moment where I was like, oh, wait, right. Mike said it goes out of time. And then in my mind, I was like, oh, okay, this is interesting. Like now I can see it like as an interesting way of storytelling rather than being confused.
Yeah.
But then I think about what you just said, binging it. Binging it must have been really weird.
Yes.
If you didn't, because we sort of binged it. Like we watched 2 episodes here, there, came back and stuff. So like binging it, you must have been like, where the hell am I right now? So that's so weird.
Yeah. It gets especially not frustrating. It never got frustrating, but I found myself having to like almost physically like snap myself into, this Yennefer event happened decades before this event. Like I had to do that myself, and I feel like had they just like in the corner just given me,
timestamp.
Yeah, I'm so serious. If this in the corner, I don't think they would have lost anything. I really don't think the narrative effect for me would have been lost personally.
Right.
But I know for a fact there were people who watched it, the entire thing, enjoyed it.
Right.
And didn't even realize that it was
out of time.
Right. So maybe that is a way for them to, really? And then they go back and watch it again. Like, shit.
Ooh, yeah, that's
And we've
true.
always talked about how Netflix needs to make things that are rewatchable.
Yeah.
Maybe that was why they did this. I don't know. Maybe we're giving more credit than they deserve. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I didn't read the books. For I know the books are written in a similar way. I have no idea.
That's so interesting. I liked it because it seemed like it was a spiral of time. That's what was really interesting to me. You're like going back and you're like, this child, there's like these tethers, right? The child and Witcher are kind of like these tethers. But then you have like Yennefer. So Yennefer and Witcher, like, that's interesting. They don't really age. Like you see Yennefer when they're like, young, because it's
magic.
like backstory and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
But once they become adults, like, you don't really know time because Witcher and this bitch, they don't change age. You're like, he's getting older. Look, he's getting more white hairs. Like,
right, exactly. Everyone else around them, though.
But they tell time through Yennefer because her skills only keep going up as the
right.
That's true.
For me, that was the juxtaposition and counterbalance to that whole thing. Was I was able to understand when it was based on what she couldn't do.
Right.
But then they, she has some of the more complex relationships. Like the political ties and stuff like that throughout. That it was a lot to keep up with. Like it wasn't too much for me, but I could just see like somebody trying to casually watch this with no background information about it, no experience with the game, nothing. That was me. Yeah, they might be like, "What the fuck?"
But like, I feel like they targeted audiences pretty clearly. We talked about how when you watch the trailer, it's like, we want the Game of Thrones fans, And then me being like, man, I guess we're just going to watch another things where there's like no people of color.
Right.
And then you watched it and it was like mad people of color.
Yeah, a lot.
It's so much, very much like Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, like everything, Merlin, so much Merlin thrown in there
what
that I loved it.
Really stood out about it was that it's still grounded in the original like Polish folklore. Of the books. So there are things that have grounding, like there are words and phrases and types of things that have grounding in myths really told by the Polish folks. That for me is always that's what's gonna make it John. I was like, that was part of the cool part of Game of Thrones with the War of the Roses connections. So I was like, that's why I was rocking with you. I was rocking with it.
So, question: where's Yennefer? Where is she?
Oh, like by the end of it?
Yeah, because she uses like
all her chaos magic.
Chaos. Chaos.
It sets the entire forest ablaze.
I know.
Glorious fire.
Do you think she's gone? Did she like...
No.
Okay, thank God. Because I love her.
She is very much a part of the story.
Do you think next season they're going to try to find her? Because, now Witcher and the princess girl... Ciri. How can I forget Ciri? Anyway, Ciri are together. Do you think they're going to be like, all right, let's go find this Yennefer girl? Having not read books and stuff.
Right. I haven't read the books and I'm only so far into the Witcher 3. Which for all intents and purposes, Witcher 3, just based on what I've played for so far, would be taking place way ahead of where the show is.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, I don't know if finding Yennefer will be part of the plot for the next season, but what I think we're gonna see is Ciri's growth. A lot of her training.
Yeah.
A lot of they might return to where is he from? He says, where did he train? He said the name of the place.
Where Witcher trained?
Yeah. Or he might take her there.
Oh.
But Yennefer, she'll show up again because she's way too important and powerful.
And their relationship is the best thing ever to me.
Oh, Yennefer and
Witcher. Because it's like, oh, is it real? Do I really like you? But then it was like, oh, it was a spell. And I was like, nah, that shit wasn't a spell.
We need to know what he wished for.
He said he wished for her to be, what was it, safe, alive, something like that?
No, I think he said something about their fates.
Oh, right,
Did he
right,
say
right.
that he wished for their fates to be intertwined or something like that?
Or something like that. And he was like, it was the only way to save your life.
Right, but I want to know specifically what he wished.
All I know is that...
They mad toxic, but the sex is probably great.
Guys, they're going to work it out. They're going to be together forever. And ever, and ever. All right. So, Witcher... Did we ever give it? We didn't give it a rating. No,
you don't allow us.
I don't like... It's weird. I don't like it.
You don't allow us to rate
No.
the TV shows. But
the TV
I mean, I
shows.
definitely feel people should watch it. It's totally worth.
Yeah, if you haven't watched it, go back and watch it. And if you watched it and you just learned about the time thing, go back and watch it.
Watch it with captions on.
What? Why?
Because I think people should watch it with the captions on. And drinking game every time fucking Witcher says,
Jeez. Every time he broods,
Yeah, which is
he's just
audibly.
gonna just be drunk watching the whole thing.
He does it all the time.
He really does.
Fuck.
He really does. Or like, I really love the magical creatures too. That was great.
There are a lot of them. The
That was really
weakest
fun.
part of the season for me was the whole elf when the elves capture him and then they let him go. 'Cause
Oh,
that was like it happens early and
Yeah.
then what? Like
I feel like they were
nothing
just
comes
trying
from
to
it.
set up some type of
Right,
like, oh, this between elves and people, there's some kind of
Right.
weird like tension that you didn't understand because time was weird.
Yeah.
So then I was like, I didn't get that. And then
That I would say for me was the weakest narrative thread.
yeah, that makes sense.
Hopefully they come back.
I love
to
the dragons and those two badass bitches.
it. They weren't terribly animated. The dragons. They
It's
weren't.
true.
Yeah, no.
I was mad at first when the two black ladies were like, oh, we're going to protect this white dude. And then I was like, oh, he's a fucking dragon.
Right. He was protecting them.
Oh my God, it was amazing. Okay. So we got to move on because we have some trailers we want to talk about. We're going to do some coming soon. Some things we're excited about, some things we're not excited about, or I don't know, maybe we're not excited. But let's start first things first. Since we were on our Birds of Prey talking about Jared Leto and Jokers and Suicide Squad. Morbius. Yeah, there was a Morbius trailer. I was
my vampire.
very confused.
By the trailer?
Yeah. What is happening?
Jared Leto, he's in a band
He's in a band.
and he owns a club
Oh.
where his girlfriend dances.
Okay.
And then
Oh my
Common,
God.
Common shows up. What?
What?
Oscar-winning songwriter Common shows up.
God, this is getting worse.
This is the plot of Morbius.
This is
It was
the plot of
leaked.
Morbius.
I don't know if you know this.
Yeah, obviously. And then somehow there's like a bat.
It's a bat, but it's not that bat.
It's not that bad.
Different bat.
Different bat.
What confused you about the trailer?
I didn't know. It's not about the trailer. I guess it's so much like, what is the direction we're going in? Is this actually connected to like Venom and Spider-Man? Or like, what is going on with this story coming out of nowhere?
France.
It doesn't come out of nowhere. He goes to this Michael Morbius is part of that elite academic strata that includes Kurt Connors, the Lizard, and like all these like.
Sure.
The connection was that all these scientists exist. Everything about Spider-Man's rogues gallery is scientific and science and business and science.
No.
and
I mean,
business.
like, but what does that have to do with Tom Holland?
Right.
Nothing more than that. Michael Morbius does his research in New York City.
Oh, okay.
No. I think she's asking the movie.
Yeah.
How does it relate to MCU Tom Holland?
Right.
Especially with the way the trailer
It doesn't.
ends.
Yeah, and the Venomness.
It
and
doesn't.
It connects.
People
It
keep
connects
saying
to
it does.
Sony's
But Michael
Spider-Man.
Keaton, Michael
Michael
Keaton's
Keaton
Vulture
was
is there.
I was like, yep. And for the most part,
People keep zeroing in on some bus in the trailer that said like Spidey something like
No, in the
spray
alley.
painted.
That was in.
The
See, that
alley,
one
yeah.
had an alley. The trailer. This
see,
had an
all
alley.
these alleys.
no, but this is kind of smashed in. It's like
No, but by
I don't get
having,
maybe I don't get the question.
she's asking, does this Morbius shit tie into her precious dear Tom Holland?
Yes.
By virtue of Michael Keaton, like you said, yeah,
And apparently, I guess it does.
that's it.
So it's not like this is the next in the saga of Spider-Man, and like how they're making him be in Venom
will
too.
Because they keep linking. They went to the Sinister Six route. They keep trying to build a band of villains around,
right? And that alley
to challenge
thing you're referring to. I mean, this has been rehashed a lot online, but it's a picture of Spider-Man in the Sam Raimi costume, which is weird.
What?
And it says murderer tagged on it.
Right.
So this is posts
Far From Home.
With JJ's.
Yeah, when the whole announcement.
That, how far post, I don't know, but it must be tied because you got Vulture there. So I don't know.
So what does it mean then for like Jared Leto? Is his Joker done? Like he's like, I'm moving on to Marvel now. Is that like what's happening?
I mean, I don't know. It doesn't really matter. It's like it dead ass doesn't.
Said it doesn't.
It dead ass don't. After Todd Phillips' Joker, after Joaquin Phoenix did this thing, it dead ass don't matter.
I mean, it kind of does because that Joker isn't tied into the Harley Quinn movie or the other shit.
This is a mess.
Kind of matters.
It just forces them that they have to do some hard. They got to do like a hard pull. Like, all right, that's it, because he can't come back. We won't allow it. We
won't allow it.
The audience's mind.
He comes back, we
done.
riot.
Oh my!
They're like,
God.
why? Why would you even do that after that? It doesn't make sense.
Okay, well, are we excited about Morbius? Because it sounds like it's a little messy to me, and I'm not
excited about it at all. I was never excited about a standalone Morbius movie.
But it's Jared Leto.
Like he didn't have the.
That poor guy.
He doesn't have the pull anywhere but in the 90s cartoon, and even then it was minimal, and because Blade was involved.
Right, that's why I was going to say Blade, Punisher.
Now,
if they showed me the
Mahershala shows up for no, which is highly.
If Mahershala shows up during Morbius,
that would be the only
whipping
thing.
it out. Because how could I contain myself? That'll be the only thing
that I watch.
I'd be.
All right.
I'd be like, and then like wake up. Okay. So Morbius is a no.
Just saying.
But yes to Disney Plus shows that are coming out. We saw a little bit of some teasers of the shows that are coming soon.
During the Swapple.
And I'll tell you this. You know how I feel about Anthony Mackie. Great guy. Totally fine. He does his thing. I was not excited about him becoming Captain America. But those scenes of him throwing the shield, I was like, okay. All right. I will open my mind.
He put his whole back into
Let me be more flexible about this.
You know how much gym time you got to do to try to match up to Steve?
I give my props. We'll see where it goes. I'm now intrigued. I'll say that.
My man's doing rows all day.
I mean, Bunky is in it, so I love him. What?
You gotta stop calling Bucky Bunky. This is not Empire.
Bunky.
He's back on his Empire shit.
Who the fuck is Bunky?
No, I call him. I don't know. Bunky is a mix between Bucky and Spunky.
Oh, because Bunky is the name of a character on Empire.
No,
that's why I was confused.
I'm not calling Bucky, Spunk, anything.
Bucky. But he's in it, so I'm very excited about that. What were the other ones? Oh, WandaVision. That looked way more interesting than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it's her going crazy through the sitcoms of our youth.
That was really fun.
Yeah, it's what they said it was going to be.
Yeah.
Where they're going with it, I don't know. But it looks like it could be cool.
House of M?
Whoa.
That'd be kind of weird.
I agreed with that, but the whole thing has that feel.
It's going to connect to the movies too, right? That's what they
said.
Oh, yeah, it's going to connect. Of course. It's going to connect to the Doctor Strange shit.
That might be how they introduce mutants.
I guess. What? I mean, the thing is, in this trailer, she has her family, air quote, with Vision. Then there's two babies.
Oh my
spitting
God.
pacifiers up in the air. Like, and in the comics, we know that the babies she had were fake. And when she finds out they were fake, she loses her mind.
I learned this from her on that YouTube video.
We've said it here before, so I don't feel like I'm spoiling, the possible plot of WandaVision. But she's obviously going nuts. It was nice seeing her in her Scarlet Witch costume, though.
It was cool.
For a little moment,
a little helmet.
I was never excited about it, and I'm excited now.
Yeah.
What was the other one that was Loki?
Loki joint.
But they didn't
show
they
very
didn't show much.
They showed enough.
But they haven't filmed a lot. I know they were like still
Right.
filming stuff, so that's probably why.
That prison jumpsuit shit he was in was enough
Yeah, that was cool.
to give us a clue, because my man was in basically the time cops of Marvel, the TVL thing.
Yeah.
That was on his prison thing, on his jumpsuit. Those are like the time police, like Rick and Morty, the testicles.
Oh my god.
That's where he was. So why is he there? I don't know. Maybe because he's an anomaly in time.
I actually have been really excited for TV shows to start being really awesome again, because like they take breaks and holidays and stuff like that. So all this stuff that's coming out is getting me really excited. It'll be a good time. Okay, so next trailer. Sorry, it makes me laugh. We talked about it earlier. Talk about it real quick now. Fast and Furious 9. Yes, this is the 9th Fast and Furious that will be coming out. I never thought we would make it to this day. I didn't think that like when the first one came out, I'd be like talking about the 9th one.
20 years later. 20
years later, but here we are. People love it. So my one, I put this question down, and I think it's hilarious. I said, will these ever end? But we don't actually have to answer that question. The other question I want to talk about is thoughts about how John Cena is now in it. And obviously, Statham and The Rock are no longer.
John Cena's in this movie?
Yes.
Yeah. You didn't see him?
No.
What?
Yeah.
You can't see him? No, he's making a joke. He fucking saw him.
Oh.
Is that what I heard? When Dom was just staring into the void in front of him?
Jesus.
But I also feel like these trailers give away the whole movie, because I was like, reveal that like, oh my God, that's his brother.
This is
like
what
long lost brother.
What
and
I've learned of the Fast and the Furious films is no matter what they show me in the trailer, they are going to make me shake my head even more when I'm in the seat in the theater.
So wait, you didn't shake your head when they jumped off a mountain, shot a freaking line out to the other?
No. They didn't shoot the line. He drifted into the line so that it would get caught in the undercarriage of the car, and then use the momentum to fucking Nathan Drake swing across.
Stop this
For shame, Indiana Jones. For shame.
I saw that and
you
was
would
like,
never.
I am not going to see this movie.
Oh, I knew I was going to see it
because of that moment.
But this is the point.
What the hell?
I got mine and Christian's ticket the next fucking day.
Yes.
Stop.
Are you kidding me? This is a tradition like no other.
Oh God.
This would be like our 5th Fast and the Furious film.
I was over when they jumped through buildings in Dubai. I was like, this don't make no sense.
Listen, until full circle of this series is donuts in heaven.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
When the Torettos have to race Jesus to save humanity.
I don't even know what they do anymore. Do they solve crimes? Aren't they like bad guys?
They save the world.
With cars?
One nitrous tank at a time. Why do you not follow this? How do you, it's not we're not talking about Bernstein Bears and complexity of plot here, okay?
Okay. Well,
you're saving the world and the streets always win, and family.
The real drama is because these two are not in it, right? Statham and The Rock.
I don't even know if they're not in it. That's the
what?
thing.
You think they're gonna no, they hate them now. After the whole, we're gonna do Shobbs and Haws and Shobbs. What is it called?
Hobbs and Shaw. Hobbs and Shobbs.
Hobbs and Shobbs.
Hod and Shab.
Uh-oh. Is that the name of this?
I don't know.
Head and Shab.
Those could, I gotta be careful. That could be like I don't know, a slur.
He's got smart
Like Rachel Dratch will be in part 10.
Okay.
Charlize Theron got the haircut.
Oh, right. She's in that.
Haircut.
And freaking Helen Mirren is in it.
Again. So, see, that's the tie to the Statham. That's the tie.
There's just too many.
To Shaw? Or is he Hobbs? No, he's Shaw. He's
Shobbs. Shabs.
Shabs and Hat.
Shabs and Hat.
Shabs and Hat. Yeah, I don't even know. Ryan Reynolds could be here.
Oh, God.
yeah.
He could.
Is Luda still there? Because maybe I'll go see it then.
He's
Luda.
the genius. Between
He's the genius.
He is. Between
Love
him and Missandei, they are the geniuses.
Oh, I forgot she's in it. Right.
Yeah, she wasn't in the trailer. She's not in this shit.
I'm
She
sure
was in the trailer.
She was. Yeah, she was in it.
I missed that.
She was in the trailer.
I missed that.
She
was.
You right there.
All right. Well, I don't think they're ever going to come back, to be honest. They'd have to have some type of like public display of apology between the two of them to be like, we're back
beef
in the
can be
movies.
squashed.
But Tyrese and The Rock beef, I don't think that could
First
be
of
squashed.
all, listen to what you just said. Think about what you just said, and then
This is serious.
Tyrese's tears are not acidic enough to decay this rock.
I guess that's true.
Right?
There's going to be more Hobbs and Shaw, so that's number one. We know that's going to happen. Well, that brings us to...
So you're not excited for it then?
What? How? What is excitement for Fast and Furious? What does
You're
that
not
mean?
excited for it?
Oh yeah. I want to see some crazy stuff. That's all. That they're about pushing the envelope for this crap until they go to space. I'm watching it. Once they go to space, I can be like, I don't gotta see the next one.
I feel like this is my birds of prey for you guys. I'm gonna sit there like it's not for me.
They're gonna go to Mars.
That's from jump.
They're gonna go to Mars because they need to find a special water to make a special nitrous.
Oh, and then someone injects it in their body, and now they're all like,
Aisha.
They turn into a transformer.
They drift short because standing in front of them is Dr. Manhattan.
Whoa!
No, then Dom creates GoBots.
But the Dr.
Dom
Manhattan
is a GoBot.
is Regina King.
No, Regina King is a Bionicle.
All right.
This is getting intense.
All right.
I will see that movie.
We have spiraled out of control.
Beyblade versus the Toretto.
You know who wins?
The streets?
The streets.
I don't know.
I like this movie. Is it Michael Bay?
No, that's why they're good.
It's J.J. Abrams. Mad Lens.
No, stop
Oh
it.
my God. Who does direct the Furious?
Super 9.
Who does the Fast and Furious franchise? Who does that?
MTV. MTV does it.
Groot does it.
Oh, that's why it's so well. All right, so this last portion, I don't know if you all have things you want to shout out, but I wanted to do quick shout outs to some other things. Maybe we're listening to, maybe stuff we're watching, people that are really interesting and be like, I would like to do a shout out because I've been talking about them all the time. If anyone has had even one conversation with me recently, I've been listening to this podcast called Tea with Queen and Jay. So I would like to shout out Tea with Queen and Jay because, I mean, I'm a little late to the game. I think a lot of people love them and listen to them, but they're like these two amazing Black women that like give libations and talk dope shit about being a woman and being queer and being Black. And they also review some like movie stuff, but they're a lot about politics. So I actually listened to them because I was like, what's with this impeachment stuff? And they were like, I saw they had this one thing was like, what's impeachment? Let's talk about it. And I was like, yes, tell me about that. So I want to shout them out. I like them. They're great. Is there any shout outs you want to do?
I shout out Donut Lounge, which is a group of producers that are like beat makers and producers and just outright baller tech musicians who like make really dope shit live, and they got a YouTube channel, whatever the case is, through World MC Underground. And they're making dope hits. They like they look up to Jay Dilla and his style of production and his impact on the game, and they just keep it moving forward. And it's the sample flips is the best. It's pretty dope. Good vibes.
Ooh. Anyone you want to shout out?
I mean, since we're shouting out podcasts,
Yeah.
I mentioned Kobe Bryant a little earlier, but I did a little sound clip take on his passing for the Daddy Fino Flash podcast.
Daddy Fino.
Yeah, you can find him on Spotify and everywhere else. But this last episode, he went really personal with how he felt after the tragedy of Kobe and the death of those other 8 individuals on that helicopter not too long ago. And it's something that still hit me hard, but listening to other people's submissions that they sent to him that he put together,
Aww.
and then his own take on why it was personal for him and what Kobe meant for him. It was nice. And so if you're looking for closure or something, or just some more content in that area, check that out.
Man, yeah. Definitely a moment of silence for them, because that was an unbelievable tragedy that you can't imagine that kind of stuff. Well, thank you everyone for listening. And we hope you like our first episode. Catch us next time where we'll probably talk about Bojack, if we can bring it to ourselves to watch.
Bojack.
Maybe Sonic?
Maybe Sonic. I heard someone say that it wasn't that bad.
I'm hoping it's good because they went back and made him look less like a nightmare. So I'm gonna see
That's a room full of nightmares.
Seeing it on Valentine's Day with the fam.
Oh, what a cute Valentine's Day.
Yeah, we're rolling like 9 deep into that bitch.
Wow, to Sonic the Hedgehog.
Listen, we played all that as kids, you know?
I mean, it's true. Ooh, coins.
Yeah, we'll see that. Spoilae for Sex Ed 2. Maybe Lock and Key. Who knows?
Maybe Lock and Key.
A lot of shit.
Right. Thanks, y'all, for riding through all 4 seasons.
Season 4?
Feel like I do some type of step now.
Nah, we're good.
Season
Fast.
4. 4 fast, 4 furious.
No. You see?
Absolutely not.
How come they can keep doing it?
You're either down with the cause
or not.
Or you
Makes
not.
no sense.
You either a Hobbs or a Shaw.
Or a Shad. You
I'm
can't.
not a Shobbs and a Habs. Habs.
It's not Shabs and
Habs
Shabs and Hab. Yeah.
Y'all ain't got no nitrous in your car. I've been in there.
Smart Pack.
Damn.
We got Smart Pack.
Do you?
Yes.
No, we
You
don't.
seen that backup camera?
He said, that's not what Smart Pack is.
That's not Smart.
Smart
We don't
Pack
got
is
the clicker.
Jarvis.
Okay. You can't park there.
At least get nitrous. Donate on our page so that
Donate.
they can get nitrous in their car.
Yeah. And also so we can get like mic stands. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
No, important shit. Nitrous.
Nitrous mic stands.
Yeah, yes.
That's it. Episode done.
Right there.